Okay guys, as you can see, we've taken the grader with the diggers on it and come back and forth. We'll continue to do that to break this up before we put the all of this, look at all that cardboard, 2 full pallets of it down here. And then you can't see it here, but anyway, we have the weed cloth that'll go over this whole thing. Yeah, so just taking the heavy rake and smoothing it out as best we can. Then Elle's putting down the cardboard. Again, these pipes are all going to be for the irrigation system. We put some stone down to keep the water from sitting right up against the boards. So we used heavier grade stone to let the water pass through and hopefully get some air passing through. And then this will be a path that goes up like that, obviously.
What we'll do is put some of these stones down on the edge. There's so many of them. All right. Man, this is a lot bigger than I expected. I mean, seeing it laid out like this.
That's a lot of space.
It's a lot of space. And here I was worried about, you know,
it being too tight.
Being too tight.
Yeah, so here is the path. Gonna come down from the gate, past us right here, around to that other gate. And then of course, these for the first year are gonna be the row crops, or I guess you call them row crops, like the standing crops, like corn and stuff. And then these are gonna be the beds over here. And maybe, I don't know, in the middle here, I'm not sure. But all of that is going to be beds with just this path coming, you can see right down through here. All right, guys, so this is the new water tote that we got. It's 1,600 gallons, and we put it up here connected to one half of the barn where we had the ICS, I believe, tote, 375 gallons. This is mo better because it's obviously bigger. The white pipe, well, the black pipe coming down, of course, is the inlet, and this is the overflow, this white one. And we had 1.8 inches of rain over about a week and a half, and filled this thing up to right to the top. With 1.8 inches. And we just had about 4 days ago, we just had 2.45 inches, I believe. 2.45. It was basically 2.5 inches. This was a absolute fire hose. This thing trying to shed water. It actually just poured until it went down to bedrock, and so you can actually see it's just right down to stones and bedrock right there. Okay, so I wish we had filmed it. We didn't expect, stupidly I would say, we didn't expect the sort of nightmare that we had. We thought no way in the world that 1.8 inches of rain would fill this. In fact, we thought it would probably be about maybe 300 gallons right there, which is still enough, given, what is it, a liter is a pound, and there's basically 3 liters, or say for roughly 3 liters in a gallon. So we were thinking, okay, that was obviously that would be 30 pounds. You have to forgive me, I'm the 4th day of COVID. of weight, right, sitting on top of that, because when we put this tote up, we were so excited about the impending rain. It hadn't rained in 7 weeks, that we just hooked this part up and didn't even think about this valve. Yeah, so now we had water in it, and we thought, okay, we got to get up there and get it. So went to Tractor Supply and got this valve. It's called Greenleaf valve. It's a ball valve, and it just screws in here, obviously. And then this gator lock, we thought, okay, we'll get that. It attaches to the Greenleaf, because that way there's a decoupler there that if we have to decouple this part, but we still want to obviously preserve the water, we could do. Okay, so this rubber coupling, 1.5-inch coupling. Then this is an 1.5 to 3/4 PVC coupler. And so that meant I had to PVC, take a piece of PVC to insert into here, which obviously I did, to tie these two together. This is a SharkBite PVC to PEX coupler. So this whole system is PEX. So this was the one that I was really worried about. I'm like, how am I transitioning from the PVC to the PEX? But they happen to have one there at Lowe's. So it beautiful. I mean, these things work great when you can use them. Now, so then we got this, of course, I think I had mentioned to you, you know, every hose is always going to be a little short. So it was. The one that runs all the way down to the bib was slightly short. So I had to put in a straight 3/4 to 3/4 coupler. I use this. I believe it's also a SharkBite product. The difference between it and the brass is the brass can be disassembled. In other words, you can pull the pipe back out of it using a little magnetic device. These you cannot. They're one-time use. You slip them in, that's it. You don't get another shot at them. If they fail or something happens to them, you have to basically just cut the pipe off and resplice it. So, but they're quite a bit cheaper. They're less expensive. Probably cheaper quality too, obviously, if you see them. These also have like a little green tab, sort of an idiot tab, so that when you push them in, when they're fully seated, this little green tab shows up, just in case you haven't used those before. When I turned this on, you can see I turned it on just a hair, because there's no reason to have this. I think the calculation was 11,500 pounds of water weight. No sense in having that all. All we're doing is running a little drip line right now. Obviously, this will run the entire garden at one time. We're hoping to get a second one. I know I'm rambling, but COVID idiocy. We're hoping to have a second one here. So this pipe will come out and feed into a second, and then we will have this setup coming off of this second a tote. But okay, we're down here at the garden and looking for the reason that the water was running, and can't seem to find it. So here's the white pipe with a valve on it, and it seems to be dry. Here's the white pipe for this side, it does have a little bit of, you know, it just has a band on it, right? It's a temporary deal, but it is only a little tiny bit of water that wasn't really running. It's just a little leak. Here's the one back over on this side. There's a blue one underneath this tarp here, but it's completely dry. Here's the white for this side. It's completely dry. Here's the white for this side. It's completely dry. Ah, wait a minute. Missing one. And this one did. Yeah, we have covered up a pipe. There's a pipe right here. It might be open. That valve might be open. Because if we keep going down, we get to the lower section here. Wait a minute now. I believe there should be another pipe right here. I believe there should be another pipe right here. Was that one planned that I didn't do yet? Doesn't seem like there is a pipe. Maybe I planned to put one right here and I didn't do it yet. So the pipe still continues to come all the way down. This is good. This is going to be, see the COVID head's got me. The chips, they're going to come down as the path and come down around here like this, through here like this, to this gate right here. So this pipe is sort of following that arc. Now there's, of course, obviously a T right here. This one is going to do this area. And then there is a pipe that comes out, goes up this line here and around over to there. And that's going to be split so that it can feed this little area and this area. So that this area, you can tell, isn't that big. But again, you can see a little bit of moisture there, but that's not running water. So the only place I can imagine it would be is the one pipe that we must have accidentally covered, which would have been the companion to this pipe for this side. And it's sitting, I can even see that there's a hole right there, which means we discovered that we had covered it and just wanted to remind ourselves where it was. So let me check that real quick and I'll tell you, see if I found the remedy to our solution. But this looks pretty nice, doesn't it? That's a lot of space. That's a lot of garden space right there. And a lot of grass being killed right now. Woo-hoo-hoo. So I was partially successful. I found moisture. Look how nice this is. Look how moist this is underneath here already. You can see how dry it is there. Just from having this cloth over it. Unfortunately, the valve at the end of that line is dry, which means I'm going to have to go up and check and see, make sure that I'm actually running water. Maybe I didn't have enough flow on and it was still filling the pipe when I heard that running water. I'm gonna have to give it a little bit more flow to put some pressure on all of these valves, and then if it's still running, it means I have a leak somewhere. And a leak somewhere means theoretically something would have to be dug up along this route all the way up there. But we'll see how bad it is. Okay, let's get back to it.